So welcome back to another one take. This time we're taking a look at the Delny. This is the new tier 10 Russian DD. Well, not exactly new, I suppose. It's been in the game for quite some time. But it replaced the Khaba. And it certainly has some benefits where the Khaba has been kind of nerfed into the ground since it has really bad torps these days and the maneuverability is pretty questionable. Here we at least have some reasonable maneuverability. It's a little bit disappointing on the guns, potentially. I think you could definitely say that. The lack of a fourth turret is going to be the big difference here. However, we get plenty of range. Our shell velocity looks pretty good. Fire first hit's not bad either. 9% fire chance, all right. And I really think this ship does excel in the longer range engagements that we have to deal with these days, where the Khaba feels like you want to have that legendary upgrade most of the time. Here we can definitely get away without that kind of idea because we have so much range to begin with. Our torpedoes also give us some stealth torping opportunities. The biggest one is the rudder shift. Khaba has the worst rudder shift of any tier 10 DD. It's somewhere in the 11-second range, where here we come with a stock 5-second rudder shift, which is more than usable. This is really great. The other great thing is the healing on top of the extra armor plating we have. So I really do value that armor as an option to stay alive. Unlike the Marceau and the Kleber, which might have some pretty extreme survivability thanks to their crazy saturation mechanics, the Russian DD here doesn't have that, but it does have 50 mil plating on the side, relatively quick, and honestly, the healing is pretty nice for staying alive as well. We got a light cruiser to deal with here, but it's one of those Japanese ones, so they're pretty rough shell velocity, so we don't actually have to worry about them too much. Debating whether I stay here or not as a gunboat-focused DD that doesn't have the best concealment. It's kind of something that I want to be playing backline, or sorry, second line DD is kind of the idea here, where someone else is doing a lot of the spotting for us. We're here to support with guns. And you can see how that works with the Tromp there in just forcing him back. Done a decent amount of damage so far. We lost a little bit, but somebody's saying hello. We must say hello back. This is a fun ship to play, honestly. I think those who have played Khaba before probably do miss out on that extra DPM. But personally, the convenience of this range is just awesome. Okay, so it was the enemy sub that is capping. And the Tromp is actually pushing as well. So now I wish I had stayed back. Fair enough. Not going to get it right every time on the positioning front. But what we're doing out here is actually we're going to farm this GK up really nicely. And the Schlieffen. Not sure about the GK's secondary range. We'll have to worry about that a little bit. But Schlieffen certainly will have somewhere in the neighborhood of 12.5, so we want to stay outside of that range. And let's start farming a little bit. Let's see. GK, do you start opening up on us? Let's see. No. So GK doesn't have the full secondary range, which is great for us. Just going to start on the GK, try and light a fire first on him. That's going to tick for the most. And then we'll focus the Schlieffen afterwards, once we get a fire or two. Maybe that's easier said than done. That'll lead a little bit less, maybe. We'll use our speed boost now just to accelerate our ability to dodge. Interesting. 11.6 is where his secondary started. Perhaps he just hadn't clicked on us yet? I don't know. 11.6. How can you get that range? Well, regardless, we do want to be running. Look at this fire chance, though, guys. Have you ever seen a GK or even in a battleship ever not get lit up after this many shell hits? We're approaching 100. Okay. I guess we just... the good old complain, and then you get the fire. I gotta remember we have 10-kilometer torps that we definitely want to be using. Ooh, the sub is up here. That is very tricky to deal with. Our CV is going down right now. The reason we're still on the GK, though, is because I believe he damage conned. And I need to lead just a little bit more. A little bit more focused on where I'm going rather than aiming at the moment. But now we can get back to it. With Trump getting spotted, I definitely do want to focus on the DD as well. This is the whole second line idea. You do need to help on the DDs whenever you can. And that shell velocity, you can see, helps so much there. Unfortunately, looks like we whiffed our torps. They pushed a little bit farther past the corner than I thought. Our Kremlin should spot for a little while here. I think you'll live for long enough, I hope. Yeah, these fires, huh? Very difficult. Very difficult when you're not getting those fires. Tromp is on such low HP. Let's see if we can get finishing salvo. Okay, our team does. That is just fine. Our torps won't be up for a little bit. 46k, so that's mostly raw gun damage. Not amazing, but it's okay. Typically, I would expect to get a few more fires than that. But maybe this GK's got some new fire prevention tech that I don't know about. Okay, he's on fire. Switch over to the Schlieffen now. He just damage conned. You can see the little lights on his ship. It's a really good way to tell who you should be focusing. Realistically, anybody who's on one fire, well, just focus on the next guy. Unless there's not many other people to look at. But you do want to be rotating fires. That's a really good way to rack up a lot of damage very effectively on people. So, Schlieffen doesn't want to light up. That's fine. We know the GK used his damage con already. There we go. We got one at least. It's very nice. You can see the speed here helping us dodge massively. GK might stay out here. Not sure. Try for a salvo there into the Schlieffen as we go around this island. Looking at the map, that's something we should definitely be doing, not just focusing on farming. Very easy for me to get tunnel visioned. We're probably gonna... Oh, the south is scary because they have an Austin. But I'd like to think we at least... No, they probably win the south, actually. So we need to deal with these guys up here. We're going to miss the torps again. I figured the GK could duck into the cap here. That was certainly an opportunity always. Probably should have saved my torps for that, in all honesty. We're well within his secondary range now, so that's a little bit scary. All right, he's used his damage control. You can see the lights again. Try and light him up again. Gonna use my boost actually to get out of the secondary range as fast as I can. Our extra armor should be helping us a lot here. My goodness, it is so difficult to light this GK up. I'm shocked. Okay, somebody else got it. Good. At least somebody got it. And we got the range to maybe light the Schlieffen up at the back here. Maybe not. Okay, looks like, yeah, we've definitely lost the south. It's tough. But hey, a little bit of more damage on this GK and we can go back in and try and cap. That would be the hope, at least. However, it's not looking too pretty. Hey, there's another fire. Very good. Let's see, is this carrier coming for us? Kind of looks like it. So we definitely need to... Man, he got another damage control out. My goodness. We're going to have less than 10,000 fire damage this game. Kind of sad. Ouch. That hurts a lot at 2, actually. Hey, we got heals. That's fine. I don't know if I've ever struggled to kill a GK like this before. Perhaps we can chalk that up to 4 DPM, right? Like that's where the Khaba would do a lot better, where we're getting that extra gun turret more often. Wow. Carrier's on us. It's fine. We're fast, so it does make it a little harder for him to hit us. Angle into these. Try and dodge best we can. Take a little bit. Okay, we got the fire, finally. Extra rudder shift hopefully lets us dodge this. A little bit. Okay. Oh, their cruiser is here too. Tricky stuff. Okay, he's so close to dead, surely. Just a little more into that superstructure. There we go. We take him out, finally. We probably eat a bunch here from the Schlieffen. Try and dodge the skip bombers. Good. Fine. We should probably turn our AA off. So we've lost a gun turret entirely now. I didn't realize that would potentially happen here. I'm pretty sure I even have upgraded turret survivability, which feels pretty bad. So we lost our front turret. Unlucky game, I think. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I feel like we got pretty unlucky this one. I think that would be a fair thing to say. But maybe not. Maybe that's just kind of the way this ship is at times. Enemy subs right here. Pretty terrifying. Get undetected maybe? Try and dodge this last ping. Oh, got us. Well, that'll make things difficult. Those shouldn't be able to reach us, actually. So the full send into the sub and then into the CCAP, maybe? Is all we can really do here. I don't know where he's at, so it's going to be tricky. Here we go. I'm not sure, but we'll try here. We get spotted. Ah, there he is. Oh, only 2 turrets, guys. Feels bad. There's the Schlieffen. Pretty far away at this point. Well, I think the sub is the one spotting us, so we'll try and farm the Schlieffen a little bit. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what to do here. It feels like there's not a lot to do. We're pretty fast here, so I don't think he actually has the angle for us. Yeah, the speed will carry us past those ones at least. It's kind of nice. He does get us, so that is the reset. Unfortunate. Pick our heal. Here he comes again. There's the sub. Oh boy, this is hard. World of Warships is kind of hard to play these days, isn't it, guys? Difficult thing to do. Pinged too late. So we do actually get the opportunity to kill the sub here, which is kind of nice. Extra maneuverability really helping us out here, I gotta say. Although we're broadside onto those rockets chart. Okay, sub taken out. Tried to get those torps away in time. I don't know if I did. Try and get a little bit onto him. I'm hoping this island will make it difficult for him to drop us. Maybe. Maybe. No, we got the reset again. Okay, he's just going to continually reset us. I don't think I can actually get the cap here. So what we're going to do is we're going to send it into B. Try and use that instead to stall out for time. We'll use some armor piercing here because it can be pretty strong. Hopefully dodge that. Nice. Torpedoes on the way. Although, my goodness, our AP looks pretty weak right now. Maybe I should be using HE. And the torps run out. Too bad. Can we dodge this? Goes over. Good. Yeah, it feels a little lacking on the DPM side at the moment. We're struggling to do damage to a tier 8 carrier, guys. All right. Oh, nice. Okay. Finally, Louisiana able to get the salvo in. Feels pretty nice. Okay, planes are gone. They have been dealt with. 917 though. And they have 2 caps. I think we lose though. So 145. It could have gone better, I think. But it does give you a look at what Delny can do, I think. It's hard to play against subs and carriers these days, but Delny's got the maneuverability where the Khaba doesn't. It's got the range to play from a little further back, which is pretty nice. You know, the concealment's nothing to write home about, at least with this build, which we'll look at after this game, but 8.2 is usable. The extra armor plating is always nice compared to other DDs. It's a bit of a weird ship, though, I think, given that the upgrade over the tier 9 doesn't feel too substantial, maybe? I think that's maybe why you don't see this ship as much, where Khaba felt like a more substantial upgrade back in the day, at least. When the Khaba had that... basically the maneuverability, the torps, and... I don't know if it had range, necessarily, but people played closer in, so it felt like it had more effective range, given the meta back in the day. But there we go, we get a Dreadnought even. Okay. Yeah. As for, oh, well, you know what? We ended up with 30k from 10 fires. Not too bad. I think it was... Well, that paints a bit of a picture, doesn't it? 305 hits for 4 fires, and it's not like one of those situations where I'm shooting at an already on fire target. At least I think I was kind of switching off of the GK anytime I couldn't get a fire on him. But maybe not. Maybe I'll have to watch it back and see. It did feel a little unlucky. Here's the build I'm running. Going for that full DPM as much as we possibly can, even giving up an extra heal here. I am valuing the upfront HP Survivability Expert provides over the extra heal. You could think about not running Main Battery and AA Specialist, instead taking Superintendent. That's totally viable. But for a ship that we're taking no smoke on, as we'll look at that in a second, Fearless Brawler is excellent. Main Battery range upgrade is also excellent here, giving us that flexibility in some of those more difficult long-range matches. It allows us to take our reload here alongside concealment. I am valuing the concealment here thanks to the improved rudder shift normally we have. The Khaba, you'll often see people run Steering Gears Mod 2 to try and at least mitigate some of that massive rudder shift weakness. Aiming systems is great. Really just maximizing the number of shells on target is especially powerful when we don't have as many shells. The torpedoes do pretty good damage. Unfortunately, I just kind of whiffed them all that game. Didn't really do a great job of predicting those battleships. But they can do good damage. 10 kilometers is great, although the 60 knots could be a little quicker. So starting up game number 2 here, we do get some pretty favorable matchmaker, considering a lot of tier 8s and tier 9s in this one. We will have to deal with the sub and a CV again, but hey, we did that last game and it went pretty well. We do have the sub on our flank, which does help, but this is a situation where it can be challenging to play that gunboat DD. It's not the easiest to play 8-kilometer, 9-kilometer detection into ships like a Shimakaze that have 5.6 and just outspot you. And then their teammates, hopefully, if they're playing well, are going to focus you out, giving that Shimakaze a lot of space to work with. That's one of the downsides here, that the lack of concealment just forces us to play a little different. So we're not rushing the cap first. Our carrier is going to help spot, but if you don't have a carrier on your flank or you don't have anyone to scout for you, ideally you want to put yourself in a position where you can push up, and if you get spotted, you will be relatively safe. Here, for example, we turn away really quickly. We get angled to everyone, right? That's the idea of going this side. If I went to this side of A, I would have to turn broadside to everyone in the middle. There's no one out here because it's the map border. So I'm taking the safest possible route to get some spotting on what's up here. I want to know what battleships are here, what cruisers are here. I won't be able to find the DD necessarily, but I can find out that there's a radar here, right? Something like that is very, very valuable. It allows us to play a little further back, knowing that we do potentially have to contend with a radar if we're pushing in. We see the ping from the enemy sub too. North Carolina is here. LeFantasque is here. See, and as soon as somebody else or something else spots the DD, we're just instantly on them, right? And we're relatively safe out here, so I'm just going to slow down to try and stay as close as I can to this guy. And get as much kind of chip damage in on the DD as I can. Now, LeFantasque is a tier 8, so a little bit easier for us there, but is he going to stay lit? I wonder what's lighting him. Anyways, we should be focusing the DD. Our shell velocity is good, but it is a French DD at range, so that's a lot of maneuverability. That's a little difficult. So just keep the pressure up. We get shot at by the Petro, which is a pretty good ship for countering us with its shell velocity. He missed the first one. Overleading? The overleading. I kind of slowed down into that one. But what we do see here is the benefit of that 50 mil plate. That does have enough to actually shatter the Petro HE. So a bit of a benefit when you're fighting against cruisers some of the time. You're still a pretty big target. Like, let's be honest. It's still going to be something your goal should be to avoid as many shell hits as possible. But that plating should do pretty good for helping you stay alive. Fantastic wants some, so we'll just switch to him immediately, and then we turn away. This is another thing you can do to counter DDs. I don't know about counter, but you can bait out, you know, some shots if people feel like they're confident enough to come after you and hit you. This LeFantasque lost probably a lot more HP than we did in this engagement, right? So having that ability to dodge very effectively and have armor and honestly have the HP to come back from some hits is very nice. The healing, sorry, to come back from some of those. Notice people from the middle are shooting us. This is a great reason why you go to the flank, the farthest flank you possibly can, to do the initial scary scouting run, right, before you know what's around. Because it can be spooky if you're in the middle of the map and you're forced into a broadside turn. Aw, the sub still has eyes on us, unfortunately. So our team here has kind of balled up on this side of the map. And what I'd like to be able to do... I hope these don't home on me, that would suck. I'd like to fight... Or not fight, but I'd at least like to scout out the middle of the map here a little bit more. The torpedoes do run out, fortunately. I'm expecting, actually, the Druid to come fight us, so to preemptively dump some torps. Druid, of course, has some pretty strong guns, as we found out in the ship request from last week. Although, not that the games went particularly well, but I did absolutely annihilate a Marceau. And if I can do that to a Marceau in a Druid, I'm pretty confident a Druid could do that to a Delny as well. So we're going to try and just take it a little bit chill here to start with in the middle. Get that little bit of scouting for the team. Maybe we'll help on the cruiser that's overcommitted here. So, you know, see if the Freddy is pushing in aggressively, right? A lot of spotting that we can get here for our team. Okay, Druid's gone back. Yep. So for now, I think what I'll do is focus on this French battle cruiser. Try and burn him up a little bit. He's kind of providing a pretty huge crossfire and a problem to our team that we'd love to deal with. There we go, a fire. It will take us a long time to kill him, though, actually. And he's going to turn his guns for us by the looks of things. That's fine. If we get some fires, I think we'll do all right against him. But we really do need those fires. What a weird game. He's just kind of here in our spawn. All right. Oh, I thought I dodged most of that, but apparently not. That hurts. Well, hopefully we don't lose our one of our turrets again. That would be pretty painful. There we go. Another fire. Very good. North Carolina shot us. All right. Try and swing around and dodge that. Good. Hopefully we get some help. Okay. I don't know what's going on. There we go. We'll use our speed boost. That'll give us a little bit of extra ability to dodge, hopefully. Although that's a good shot. Oof, 6K. Ouch. Fair enough. We are pretty close to him. How is nobody else shooting this guy? I don't understand. Well, we'll send some torpedoes in for him. I guess we're seeing maybe some of the downside of some of the poor DPM. I don't know. Although here we're turning. How funny is this video game sometimes, huh? The most random thing. He's just allowed to walk in our spawn. There's nobody doing anything. I guess we're getting blown out again. A lot of blowouts these days for me, man. I try and do these live videos in an effort to show you guys what the ships are really like. But man, it sure feels like it's hard to get good games these days, you know? Not really, I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. You know, Torps bow on. Yeah, that's always going to be tricky. We'll go dark here for a bit. Try and farm over the island. The fire chance feels pretty lackluster. Again. So maybe that's just the ship? What do you think? What do you guys think? Just the ship? Although it looks like our death ball has done a decent job here against some of the enemy team. But not like that great, honestly. Maybe we try the AP here. Got a fire. Try some armor piercing. Oh, there we go. Somebody hit him. AP doing a little better. Okay. That's fine. So the NC coming in should be a little bit easier for us to farm. Bit of bigger superstructure. They may have overpushed. This might be one of those kind of classic scenarios where the enemy team just overcommits and then loses far too many ships and then loses the game. Not saying that's going to happen. It still looks pretty unlikely, but there we go. Get a fire. Very good. Now we start in on the NC. We only have one heal left, but I think we'll be all right. So we need to look at their DDs. They have a half-health Druid, half-health Z42. The Druid's going to be terrifying to deal with, personally. But the Z42 and the Shima, if I find them in a good gunfight, I think I can do all right against. NC's, of course, got his damage control, which lasts a very long time, as he's an American ship. There we go. His damage con's out, so we should be getting fires here soon. No FP means we should be getting lots of fires. Or ideally we would, if I'm able to aim for different parts of the ship. Perhaps it's my aim that's the issue. Actually, I should be moving. I can't just sit here and farm the NC forever. I need to be running towards the B cap if we want to have any hope of actually winning, or at least stalling out on points. Okay, the carrier's coming in. That's a little spooky. Rudder shift. Can we dodge it? Yes, we can. Nice. Alrighty. So NC is probably going to go down to the enemy carrier. He seems really focused on maybe getting one more shot into us or something. But the Torp should take him out here. Good. Okay. 16k is enough. Do some damage to the enemy team still. We will try and help on the Druid here, while also running towards the B cap. 8:24, 2 minutes. And they win. There's an enemy battleship that's pretty healthy. Yeah, this is not looking good. I think I got a charge, but I'll probably die. That's okay. 82k, not amazing. I think perhaps we are seeing a bit of the issue with the lack of an extra turret, meaning the DPM is cut down pretty substantially. I'm going to preemptively actually send those torpedoes in. Spotted here. B42, sure. That's tricky. Very tricky. In hydro range, Shima is torping us from the side. Tough. You dodge. That 50 mil plate is what's letting us live through this, by the way, because in case you're wondering. Just like that. Good thing he's still shooting HE. He had the AP, he'd probably kill us here. Unfortunately, the battleship does get us. Hopefully the team is able to kill the Z42 or something. I don't know. I tried to send it. Didn't work out. Tough game, man. This game is so hard these days. I don't know. It's so hard to play. But there's your Delny one take. It's been a long time coming. The Khaba was definitely removed from the tech tree a very long time ago. So this probably should have happened. Wow, they are very much advertising this a lot. After every game, really? Okay. Yeah, this ship has been around for a long time, and not a lot of people play it. I think the reasoning really is just that DPM feels pretty lackluster. I possibly am getting unlucky with fires. I'll have to take a look at that, but yeah, it sure is a little bit tankier thanks to that plating. certainly helped that we were facing someone who just shot HE into it. If he had been spamming armor piercing at us, he would have done really good damage there, especially when we were broadside. But he didn't know. But for those of you who are fighting this ship, especially at closer ranges, that AP is going to do really, really well. At longer ranges, it's a little less consistent because they can angle so quickly. But I was forced broadside there. So there you go. Delny, one take. It is in the books now. If you're interested in this ship, it's just all right. The Khaba, though, is a pretty expensive ship to get, especially since you are looking to get that legendary upgrade. It's one of the more necessary ones to really play it and take full advantage of the ship and its playstyle, unfortunately, making it very, very expensive to get that full experience. So this one, though, is just kind of all right. If you're looking for the gunboat DD, longer range, good maneuverability to go for, I think Khabarovsk is just better in almost every way. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.